Hi Matt, how are you today?
Tired.
Oh yeah, what seems to be going on? Why are you so tired?
I haven't slept in 36 hours.
Oh yeah? Well, what's been making you feel this way? Like what's been going on this week?
Stress levels are at an all-time high. Sleep's at an all-time low.
What events seem to be occurring that seems to be stressing you out? Do you care to share?
School's my biggest stress factor. Following my father. Who's a complete and total blankety blank blank, because I know I'm not allowed to curse during this. So we'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Well, what seems to be going on in school?
School sucks. I'm pretty sure any other college student will tell you roughly about the same thing.
Well, what do your grades look like? If you don't mind me asking.
Poop.
Okay.
But
Well,
the expletive.
how have you been handling the situation with your dad?
Completely and utterly ignoring it.
And what are some of the things that he's been saying? What's he upset about?
That will take a lot longer than 5 minutes. That's a day conversation.
Is school anything he's upset about?
Oh, who knows? He tends to look down his nose at everything I do, but that's okay.
Oh yeah. Well, have you tried getting a tutor for your school?
Oh yeah.
And what was the end result for that?
More bullcrap. No results. Same situation. Same results.
How did you feel when that happened?
Retarded.
Well, did you try any other outsource methods to get any help with school? Like, did you have any friends that were maybe good at a subject?
I had a personal study tutor who taught me study skills for 6 months.
If you could change anything about this situation, what would you change?
Our school system. They thrive on kids who can read a book and regurgitate knowledge onto a sheet of paper called a test. They also thrive on people who can sit in a classroom and listen to somebody babble for an hour and regurgitate all that knowledge onto a sheet of paper. But see, people like me, we don't learn like that.
You seem very frustrated that the school doesn't seem to appeal to your learning behavior or your learning methods. What are your learning methods? What do they look like? Like I know like you were saying like reading and regurgitating is something that they do. Well, how do you learn?
Okay, I took a test that tells you how you learn. It ranks in 100 percentiles. So 100% means that's the maximum you can achieve. And then I think they don't go any lower than a 1 because I guess 0 doesn't count. So I scored a 2 in reading, 2, a 5 in listening. I scored a 98 in tactile, which is with your hands, and I scored a 84 in visual.
Okay, so you're more of a visual person, and you're definitely more of a hands-on person.
Let me put it to you this way: I know how to rebuild my engine from scratch in my car, and I've only done it once. I could tell you exactly what to do over the phone to do it because I did it once with my hands. I've read 6 books this year, and I couldn't tell you what any of them had anything to do with.
Do you feel that if they offered, let's say, in your major, let's say, do you feel if they offered like a hands-on way to graduate that you would your end result would be better, your grades would be higher?
I'd be at the top of my class.
So you're saying what you're really wanting to do is, I know they offer like these tech schools, and have you looked to see if they offer your program?
Tech schools offer things for like cars or nursing or things like that. They teach you skills to go out into the workforce and do exactly that. College teaches you to get a degree and regurgitate knowledge onto a sheet of paper, which is absolute bullcrap. They don't teach you anything. They expect you to teach yourselves, and people who can't abide by these rules end up failing miserably. People like me, for instance.
I can definitely tell you're frustrated with the way the learning system has become within schools. What's your next plan of action now that you're failing your classes or you're not doing very good in your classes? I don't recall if you said you were failing or not.
1 second, please. I set an alarm to wake up, but I never slept. So that was annoying. What was your question? I'm sorry.
I said, what's your next plan of action since this plan isn't, like, your current plan to be at school right now isn't necessarily working or your grades are plummeting. So what's your plan of action and how do you feel it'll do anything? Do you feel like anything will come of it?
No. Nothing will come of anything. This school system is so jacked up. It gears towards the majority. 70% of people, or college students rather, learn from listening and reading. The other 30% end up failing out or barely getting by to be able to graduate. You're not going to see any kind of program that will help anybody like me for the next 10 years, and that's what's troublesome.
So, what's your next plan of action? Are you just what are you going to do?
Hopefully, graduate, get out of here, and then I'm going to propose a plan to the school board, if they'll have me, to take measures to help students like me learn in an environment that is more beneficial to their learning styles rather than the crap system we have now that fails the 30% of us that don't learn like everybody else.
Well, it sounds like you have a plan, and I hope that it works out, and I hope that it, you're able to help other people, the 30% that are just like you, with your learning methods.
It won't.
I'm sorry that, you're kind of taking the fall, but maybe you can help other people, and then maybe you'll feel happier that, that you were able to help people that were like you.
The problem with our system is things that help people like me cost money. And our system doesn't like spending money because teachers and faculty and higher-ups in our system like to pad their pockets with money. We live in a very greedy world where money is the most important thing to most people. And anything that costs money doesn't really work for these people. They want to go slide by with the bare minimum. They'd rather spend money on football stadiums, like the one right outside my apartment, than spend money on their educational system that is obviously flawed for 30% of their students. That is a large number. If it was 5%, I'd understand. It'd be like, oh, we're going to get screwed because there's not a lot of us. But 30% of your students. If you take the incoming freshman class when I came here, that was 11,000 students. 30% of that is a good chunk of people. They want us for our money. That's why, with over 90 credits, they can't kick you out. Because they want to make sure that they get all that money right out of you your senior year. They want to make sure that they get that $8,000 a semester. Greedy bastards.
I can tell you're very frustrated about this situation and that it's really getting to you. I would like to continue this conversation next week if that's okay.
Yeah, because we just hit the 8-minute mark. Well, almost 8:30.
Yeah. Yay!